Hey my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is B and you're part of Bea-Keeper of Plants. If you're new here, welcome. Those of you that are returning, I thank you so much. There are people like you that are helping to build my channel. Your likes and your comments are helping my channel to grow. I almost have 200 subscribers, and for that I am eternally grateful to you, my viewers. So in today's video, guys, guess what? I had to go out and buy some traps. I had to buy some traps for my plant room because I am dealing with something that is just beyond my capabilities of handling. The more plants I get, I have found myself needing these traps. And so I went out, did a little research, found a company that I'm going to share with you, and had to get some traps. So I think it's something you're going to like. I know perhaps maybe you have these same traps, and if not, you're going to say, girl, thank you for sharing, because I'm going to go out and get myself some, because I bet you are dealing with something that I'm dealing with in my plant room, and you're going to find out just in a little bit you're going to need the same thing too. So I want you to stick around. I'm going to share with you my traps. I got a lot of information that I'm going to share with you that I'll be reading from, so just stick around and learn a little bit about my traps, okay? Green thumbs up. Let's get started. I have a confession to make, and I must confess to you, I had to get these traps because I am dealing with pests. Yes, I am. Yeah. And I need these traps badly. These pests are a nuisance. What do you think they are? They are a nuisance. I can't stand them, you know, and you look around, you're watering your plants, and here's one. Here comes one. You know, it's like, what do I do? And so I have been struggling with what to do. And so doing some research, I have found out there is something that you can buy in order to combat this problem. And I did just that. So let's get started with what I did. I have gone out and did a little research, and I bought some plants. I did. I had to buy some plants. The traps come in the form of plants. So what pest could it be that I'm dealing with? You got it. I'm dealing with gnats. I'm dealing with those pesky nuisance of gnats. And what I did, I went out, bought some plants, okay? And I'm going to share with you the plants, and I'm going to share their names. But let's first get into exactly where I bought my plants from and exactly what are their names. I have actually already opened the box because I couldn't let them stay in this box any longer. I've only had them for 3 days. So let's look and see exactly how Bramble Botanicals sent me their plants, okay? So first of all, I love how it came boxed with all of the paper. They sent me the invoice, but inside the invoice, and I love that it says thank you. How sweet. And it's handwritten. They also sent me a very pretty sticker and a business card. Bramble Botanicals. Love it. Okay? Now, inside the box came 2 sweet little containers like such. Okay? 2 sweet containers. So you guessed that, yes, these are Pinguiculas. Okay? Carnivorous plants. That's what they are. And the first one is a Pinguicula pure wet. You can imagine exactly what the leaves on this Pinguicula is going to look like. And I'm going to share the Pinguicula with you later on. But it came in this container. Inside the container was wrapped this moistened paper towel, and inside the paper towel came the teeny tiny Pinguicula. Okay, so they come bare root. All right, you have to pot them up. All right, so this one here is the Pinguicula pure wet. The next one is Pinguicula doily. Once again, cute little container, moistened paper towel. Inside the paper towel came our little Pinguicula. Now, the Pinguicula is not one of the type of plants that you're going to treat the same way we treat our other tropical plants. And I'm going to get into that with you a little later. But let's talk about another way of potting up Pinguiculas. One way you can pot up your Pinguicula is using a terrarium. All right. If you want to use a terrarium in order to pot up your Pinguiculas, if you have more than 3 or 4 of them, I think it would be very pretty to put them inside. So let's think about how are we going to pot them up? What things are we going to use? One of the things you can use is the soil that they make only for Pinguiculas, and the soil is peat moss, cocoa coir, and perlite. And when we look here, you can see how very rich this soil is. It's already pre-mixed, okay, and it keeps the air circulation and moisture, so it won't be too moist when we bottom water our Pinguiculas, and it retains the nutrients that you're going to use in order to help your Pinguiculas thrive. So we have the soil. The next thing you can use is also sphagnum moss. Go on, moisten your sphagnum moss, and you can use it. Okay. Also, not only can you use the spag moss, but you can use them together if you choose. If you so choose, they can be used together. All right, in your terrarium. Also, you have a rock. You have some kind of rock or some other kind of statuette that you can use in order for your Pinguiculas to grow on top of, and you can just build it however you want to build it. Let's talk about how are we going to moisten them? How are we going to water them? Where you're not going to use tap water. You can use RO water, rainwater, or distilled water. I am choosing to use distilled water with them. And with this big size gallon, it will take me a while to use this up, because once you water the bottom of the tray, it's going to soak it up, and then you take the excess water, and I'm just going to pour it back in. That's all. I'm going to just pour it back in. The last thing I want to share with you is what would we use to fertilize it, and we would use Schultz cactus fertilizer. So here I'm going to get 2 bangs for my buck. I can use this with my cactus, and I can also use it with my Pinguiculas. Okay, so that's what we have if you want to build a terrarium in order to house your different Pinguiculas. So let's get to the next part. The next part I would like to share with you, and I will be reading, is going to be exactly what is the job of a Pinguicula. So let's look at that. A Pinguicula's job It is to act as a natural insect trap and nutrient extraction, enabling it to thrive in challenging environments. Okay, so once the gnat is captured, all right, then it extracts the nutrients from that pesky little gnat. Can you imagine that? And when I read that and wrote it down, you know, everything that God has created, He has created everything for a purpose. So when we look at the ecosystem and we look at our pinguiculas and we look at how it's going to catch a gnat in order for it to thrive, and a gnat, I know it's a pesky little insect, but it is here for a purpose too, right? And so everything that God has made on this green earth has a purpose, and that just blows me away when I think about the creation that our Heavenly Father has made. Then let's think about how it lures and traps our little insects. It says the leaves of a pinguicula are covered with tiny hairs that secrete a sticky glue, and they call it mucilage. It's like a sticky substance, okay? Similar to butter or grease, which attracts insects, all right? Digestion. How does the plant itself digest the gnat? Because when you look at a pinguicula, you see all of the gnats, right, that are on the leaves. So what is it? How is it digesting that the nutrients from the gnat? It says once the insect is trapped, the plant releases digestive enzymes to break down the insect's body, absorbing the nutrients, including phosphorus and nitrogen. That is very interesting how that works. Very interesting. So, pinguiculas are also called butterworts. Okay, so why? Where did they get this name from? Why are they called butterworts? It says they have a greasy, buttery texture on their leaves, which are covered with the sticky mucilage, better known as the glue, that resembles butter. Okay, the genus name Pinguicula also reflects this characteristic, better known as little greasy. Okay, little greasy one, which is the Latin name for it. This sticky, I'm going to read that again. This sticky secretion, my braces, forgive me, helps the plant trap insects, which it then digests for nutrients. That was a mouthful, okay? So let's look at more facts about pinguiculas. The Latin name. The genus Pinguicula is derived from the Latin word pinguis, Pinguis, meaning fat, referring to the greasy appearance on its leaves. Okay? The historical uses. In the past, the leaves of some butterwort species were also used to curdle milk and were believed to have medicinal properties contributing to its name. So we just found out what the pinguicula job is, why are they called butterworts, and even the Latin term, what does it mean, and some historical uses for it. So I want to share with you my two pinguiculas. I have since potted them up. Okay, here's one of them, and I have potted it up in this cute little pot like this. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and the name of it, After a While, Keep Waiting. And here is the second cute little pot that I have potted my second one in. Okay? They came bare root, like I said. All right? The first one that I'm going to share with you is Pinguicula doylii. Here she is. Pinguicula doylii. This girl here will grow to be about 1 and 1.5 inches in diameter. Okay? She has green leaves. Okay? She hasn't caught anything yet. And she has a pink, round, ruffled flower whenever she begins to flower. She also will need bright indirect light. So I have her by my plant light, where she receives ample light. And I think she's enjoying it. And I also have a picture on the internet that I have found. So let me get to it. Gorgeous. Look at that beautiful flower and the ruffled appearance of it. And then look at the Pinguicula itself, the plant itself. Mine and this one, look. What you think? Is mine on its way? I think it is. It is on its way. Okay? Pinguicula doylii. Adorable. The next one that I'm going to share with you is Pinguicula pirouette. Okay? Pinguicula pirouette. The leaves vary in color. Okay? The leaves can be green, or they can have this beautiful, beautiful purplish, lavender, pinkish tinge to it, as mine has already. Okay? This one here can grow at least 5 inches in diameter when it is grown. Okay? The flower is a large, fuzzy, light purple lavender flower on it. Okay? And let me make a correction. I said it can grow 5 inches in diameter. I am so sorry. It can grow 3 inches in diameter. My correction. Okay? And so it is a very, very cute Pinguicula. So let's look at it. Here it is, right here. How beautiful. Look at the leaves. Look at the purple edging of the leaves. And let me get mine. What do you think? Is mine on its way? I think it is. Wow. Wow. So I really can't wait for these to continue to grow and mature. And perhaps after they continue maturing, and even maybe I'll get a flower on them, I will share them with you later on. As you know, we're now in summer. Fall and winter will be coming. And what happens to these, they will go dormant. And they will become tiny, small, succulent rosettes. And so perhaps next year, I will get a flower on them. And I will be able to share them with you. So if this is something that you probably already have in your collection, let me know. Let me know if you already have some Pinguicula plants in your collection and what are their names. And If you have been dealing with gnats, look, get you one or two of them, and let's see if together we can combat our gnat problem. I have enjoyed sharing this with you. I hope you learned something that is helpful, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye-bye.